What is up? My name is Dylan. I'm one of the two co-founders here at STAXX, and today we are chatting with Lexxy, who's been a client of ours for quite a while now. So really appreciate you jumping on. Lexxy, why don't you just tell everyone really briefly what you do and what your business is?
Yeah, I run Elite Edge Roofing and Construction. We primarily focus on restoration of properties whenever homes are impacted by hail and wind damage, and we also do new construction and commercial properties as well.
Awesome. And you're a bit unique compared to a lot of the clients we bring on, right? Usually when someone comes to us, their books are already a mess. They don't have any forecasting or CFO help. But you actually started with us really early on in your business journey. And if I remember correctly, that's because at a prior company you'd worked at, they didn't have the accounting and finance function dialed in, and you were looking to avoid that. Maybe talk a little bit about what it was like not having a strong accounting and finance function at that prior company you worked for versus actually having that in place now, and maybe why
Yeah,
you wanted to have
absolutely.
it in place.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues was knowing when we could pay things out or if we shouldn't pay something out, and if we could afford to get new software or if we could afford to hire on another person to take some of the stress off of some of the people in management. And that's something that I feel like we really struggled with there. So, something that was really important to me when starting my own company was making sure that we set the groundwork and knowing exactly where we're going with the company. I think that that's something that you guys have done an awesome job with. Every single time that I get on a call with you guys, I always am in like a panic. I'm like, I just need to look at this and see what's happening. And as soon as I talk to you guys, it makes me feel so much relief and actually understanding kind of where everything's coming from. It takes a lot of stress off of me, I would say.
Awesome. I'd love to hear that. And that's really what it's all about, right? Like there's oftentimes a financial ROI involved in our services, but 9 times out of 10, it's really the mental side that's really helping business owners like yourself as you're speaking to. And it just kind of allows you to double down on what you're really good at in the business, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and to get everything kind of implemented and set up, what was the time commitment on your end initially for us to kind of lay all the groundwork and get everything in place like we talked about?
Honestly, I don't think that I feel like I didn't have to do anything except send you guys some information. I don't think that it was anything out of the ordinary. And honestly, I feel like I'd have had to spend more time trying to figure everything out if I wouldn't have taken the opportunity to work with you guys. So it's been really awesome.
Amazing. That's great. And in terms of like working with the team members, right? Because we're not just like one person, right? We kind of plug a team in to the company. What's your experience been working with the team?
Honestly, everyone's so nice. Super easy to get a hold of. I know I'm not the easiest person to get a hold of. So having access to just sign up for a calendar link and schedule a call whenever I do have a question has been really awesome. And if there's something like specific that happened out of the blue or something that I'm not sure about, it's really nice to just be able to get on a call and kind of ask your opinion and kind of see what we need to do if it is a good decision to move forward with or not. And I like that you guys provide like the data points and being able to look through and say, hey, if we go this route and do this, this is what the numbers are going to look like. If we don't do it, this is what it's going to look like. And just having all of those options, I really like that.
Awesome. Yeah, some of that scenario analysis, really
Yeah.
trying to help you just be more confident in the decisions that have to be made,
Hmm.
right? And especially in the type of industry you're in, where not everything is always going to be paid up front. Having the considerations around cash is just super important. So I'm glad we've been able to help keep a pulse on that. In terms of the fractional CFO specifically, what have your discussions been like with your fractional CFO, and how has that been helpful?
Yeah, most of them honestly have been ways to grow the company and sometimes, offering resources that I honestly didn't even know about. So that's been great. One of them was with the virtual assistant and just adding someone else to the business to kind of keep costs low, but still be able to have additional help so I can still do what I'm really good at and just giving input on what different options, what different avenues we can go down to expand and grow the business and keep growing the business.
Awesome. Those are very good points. And I tell people all the time, right? Like we're fractional CFOs, but a lot of times with our clients, we're kind of wearing like that business advisor hat just as
Hmm.
much as we're wearing truly, a CFO hat. And that is the one benefit. Another benefit as well of us working with lots of similar clients is we kind of are able to see, okay, who are the really good vendors in this space and how can we help, connect you with the VAs or the insurance or the marketing or whatever it might be. So awesome. Love that you've been able to take advantage of that a bit. Now that we have some of this financial foundation in place. You're still less than a year into this thing, growing super quickly, super impressive business you have. But now that we have, a lot of this financial foundation set in place, where do you see the company going in the next 6 to 12 months?
Honestly, this year I think we're going to at least double, if not triple revenue. And we're definitely going to triple with hiring and just the people that we have on the team. So I'm really excited about that. And it's just
And
nice
with
having a clear view of how to get there and being able to bring people on board and feeling confident about it.
And that's exactly what I was going to ask, is like having, this knowledge and this level of insight into the numbers. What does it do for your confidence level when it's like, okay, it's time to hire another crew, understanding the cash it takes in the roadmap? What is that, the financial foundation, and how does our relationship help with that, I should say?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is honestly relief because I know that I have your support and the numbers are working. It's not just me guessing. And I think that that was a really big issue that we've had before. Just saying, okay, well, we want to grow. Let's just add people. We actually know that if we add people, we're going to get a return on investment and we're going to be able to continue to grow without having like the money constraints of
Mhm.
adding more people and not having that revenue in to be able to back that. And it's also just, I feel like, provided clarity to whenever we are taking on other jobs or adding. One of the things that we started adding is a new estimating software. So being able to pay for that software and not have to worry about if we're going to be able to pay the rent next month or whatever else we have to pay. It's been a huge relief.
Amazing. That's so great. Yeah, you really have a truly awesome business. We're super excited to be a part of it. Just a few more questions to kind of wrap us up. Was there anything about working together in our services that maybe you were surprised about, or that you had a misconception about going into it?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing for me was kind of having everything in one place instead of having to hire someone to do our books, having to hire someone to kind of advise me, and then as well as like taxes and stuff like that. Just being able to go to one place and say, hey, whoever I'm working with, this is kind of what I'm seeing. This is where we're going. What do I need to do? And if they can't help me, they can put me in contact with the person that can help me that specializes in that. That's been, I think, the best thing that I've had with working with you guys.
Amazing. That's so great. And we're now 10 minutes into this. And if somebody's watching a video like this, they're either considering booking a call with us to inquire about working together, or maybe they already have and they're trying to do their due diligence. They're trying to figure out, hey, is this worth doing? Does this make sense to do? For somebody that's kind of sitting on the fence with working with us, what would you tell that person?
I would say start as soon as possible. Whenever I started this company, I was really big on making sure we were organized, and I think that you guys were the perfect fit for that. I feel like if I would have went down any other route, I wouldn't have, again, the clarity and just being able to grow as quickly as we have grown.
100%. That's amazing. Well, I appreciate you so much for jumping on here. Excited to keep this, long lasting partnership rolling. And yeah, best of luck to you. And thanks again for jumping on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.